Okay, so today I'm going to be reading about Moria in Middle-earth. In fiction of Tolkien, Moria, also named Khazad-dûm, is an ancient subterranean complex in Middle-earth, comprising a vast labyrinth network of tunnels, chambers, mines, and holes and halls also under the Misty Mountains, with doors on both the western and the eastern sides of the mountain range. Moria is introduced in Tolkien's novel The Hobbit and is a major scene of action in The Lord of the Rings. In much of Middle Earth's fictional history, Moria was the greatest city of the dwarves. The city wealth was founded on its mines, which produced mithril, a fictional metal of great beauty, strength, suitable for armor. The dwarves dug too deep, greedy for mithril, and distributed a demon of great disturbed a demon of great power, and his name was Balrog, and he destroyed their kingdom overnight. By the end of the Third Age, Moria had been abandoned by the dwarves and was a place of evil repute. It was dark, in dangerous despair, and in its labyrinths lurked orcs and Balrog. Scholars have identified likely sources for Tolkien's Moria. He had studied a Latin inscription about a lost ring at the Temple of Nodens in Gloucestershire. At a place called Dwarven Village Hill, full of old mine workings, the name Moria, Tolkien wrote, echoed the name of a castle in a Norwegian folk tale. While Gandalf, his death and reappearance, reminded critics of the resurrection and transfiguration of Jesus Christ himself. The west gate that the Watcher in the water crashes closed behind the Fellowship recalled the commentators the wandering rocks of Greek mythology. And Odyssey's passage between the devouring Scylla and the whirlpool of Chabaldus. Finally, the Fellowship's entry into the darkness via the deadly lake by the west gate and its exit into the light with a very beautiful Miramor. Alongside Gandalf and his death and reappearance, he has been compared to a baptism and a ceremony that combines a symbolic death at the gift being given the new life. Moria provided dramatic scenes in Peter's film Lotrtfotr, inspired by Alanlees illustrations. It's multiple levels of tunnels and halls that have served too as the basis for a variety of computer games and board games. The names Tolkien uses, his constructed languages for the names Moria, The Hobbit, especially the Moria, the most used for its works, means the Black Chasm, or the Black Pit from the Sindrian Mole, dark and blackened, devoid of abyss. The element Mor had the sense of sinister, evil, especially by association with the infamous names such as Morgoth and Mordor. Indeed, Moria itself had an evil reputation. By the times of which Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings was set, the Moria had fictional, originally applied sense only to the Black Chasm itself. However, the dwarves were forced to abandon Khazad-dûm, and its many lamps went out, and the whole subterranean situation in the complex became very dark. Tolkien borrowed the name Moria itself, but not the meaning, from the book he had read. The second most used name, Khazad-dûm, is the name of the fabulous city kingdom of the dwarves, especially in a historical or nostalgic context. In the fictional history, Khazad-dûm was a Moria originally. Given the dwarves in their own language, Ksudu, it's translated into "what," as the Dwaro-Dwelv archaic form that would be the dwarves, dividend, in delving into more modern languages, rhyming dumb with tum, tomb with doom. Moria was originally a system of natural caves located in Dimril Dale, a valley of the eastern side of the Misty Mountains. The appearance of the Misty Mountain itself and some of the experiences of Tolkien's protagonists were inspired by the travels in the Swiss Alps in 1911. The caves led to the Black Chasm, a subterranean abyss some 50 feet wide, and the indeterminate depth which was crossed only by the Durin's Bridge, slender bridge of stone. With curb and rail forced any group wishing to cross to go in a single file, limiting the power of any attack. Moria lay on the western edge of the Middle-earth region of Wilderland. The mountains of Moria, 3 of the Misty Mountains' most massive peaks, surrounded Dimdurdale, Silvertine on the west, and Redhorn on the north. The Cloudy Head on the east, and Sindarin, respectively, Celadil, Cairnhas, and Fundinol. Their Kuzdul names, respectively, Zixakil, Baranzibar, and Bundushathur, are mentioned by Gimel by the Se. As the Fellowship nears Moria, the caves of Moria, where the dwarf city kingdom of Khazad-dûm was founded, were situated under Silvertine. Their mouth overlooked Dimmerdale, which contained many waterfalls, and a long oval lake, which reflected stars even in daylight, perceiving these stars as a crown glittering above his head. Durin took this as an auspicious number 108, named the lake Kelezerem and the Miramir, and chose the eastward-facing caves above in his new stronghold. The geology of the dwarves excavated most of the Khazad-dûm out of the solid rock that it was counted, leaving polished walls and minerals included gold, gems, and obviously iron ore. However, the principal mineral is mithril, Her Majesty, fabulously precious and versatile metal found nowhere else in the Middle Earth. It was the source of Khazad-dûm's huge wealth, but ultimately its mining was the cause of its downfall.